Okay, guys, the fig. Oh, well, we had our weather during the winter was a little bit worse, and this will happen to your figs. It seems like if it gets cold. But we do have some figs. We just, you see here, they're starting, but we have a lot of dead.
These plants are getting old.
Yeah, these plants are old. I rooted these plants actually, but I've got to wait till a good day when my husband's not so bad off and come out here and try to trim this dead out of this tree.
It's not just dead. Look at these big old. Look at these big old.
Yeah, and they're dead.
Big old.
See, that's dead. Oh, I know. The pokeberries came up in there, and they've got to go because they're just smothering him out. But we've got to work on him. Over here,
berries growing in it.
We've got a blackberry growing in it, and it did the same thing. See, this one actually done worse than the other one, and this was my main one that always had the wonderful. It would be loaded. I see a few figs, but nothing major because the plant, a lot of it died. You know, figs, I tell you, pollinators love them.
Everything
yes.
I mean, that includes your wasps and hornets. They will be all over them whenever they start to
yellow jackets,
ants,
everything.
Which, I mean, that's not a bad thing. It just means it's harder for you to harvest.
Oh, yeah.
And you wouldn't want your kids near them.
But my kids love them, so I love them. Figs are wonderful, and they make awesome preserves.
You just gotta be careful around them whenever they get all those hornets and wasps.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've got stung more by wasp around the fig for some reason. They get very defensive over that fruit for some reason.
Yep.
And they have got me several times. They got my aunt I think it was last year. Yep. But I just hate that he looks this way, but I'm glad he's alive. I mean, he could have died completely. A lot of times people lose their whole tree because where we live, you know, people usually plant figs up next to a building. I didn't do that, and I've went through this probably 3 times now where they've almost died out. So when planting your figs, you know, if I get any more, I'd probably plant them up next to something, to be honest. Okay, guys, I'm really happy with the way that this fig did. This is one that we put here last year. We actually took it up from the older plants, and I thought it was dead, but as you can see, it really looks good. And we put it next to a building, so, you know, that may have protected it some. Okay, guys, the figs. We have figs. I have picked figs. I have dried figs. The problem is we have lots of stuff that have taken over, and then we have a lot of dead. Okay, what we doing today? He's digging a hole for a fig. I don't know if I can show it to you, but it broke off of our main tree. Look at down there, we got roots. This is a big limb, but it's got live on the top. So we've got another fig here that we actually put here last spring, and one that we propagated. We'll get into that here shortly. But I'm gonna get, that's good, ain't it?
No.
Oh, it ain't? Okay, it needs to go deeper. Okay, well, I'm gonna lay this guy down right here, and we'll let him get that hole dug. And
get that spade.
Honey, are you holding that spade still? Have you still got holding that spade for Spunky? He needs it.
Because look how big fat around it is if you don't plant
it. Yeah, I'll just plant it deep. We gotta get him a cane. Just his back's gone, so he's using that spade to hold himself up. But while he's digging this hole, I think I'm gonna take him down there and show him what you've been doing for me, okay? Well, as you can see, we got this little guy. Now, he has got a few dead pieces. Usually they just break right off like so. See? But that's all he really had. I mean, he looks pretty good. But if we go down here, if you can see what my son's been working on for me, my figs. We didn't get them done last year, didn't get the dead out of them. You see all this dead because we were too sick. So he's been working on that, and I think it looks a whole heck of a lot better. Not much dead left on that one. We've pretty much checked the limbs. Took out the top where most of the dead was, other than big limbs that were dead. And he is currently working over here, right here, on this one. This is a big fella. And he's got his saw hanging there and his big old pole trimmers, but still got a lot of dead in this one. Some limbs are little that are dead, and you can just see that the end's dead, but if you bend, that's how you can tell that's not dead. The end, yeah, a lot of them will just break, like this whole limb's dead. But I'm gonna let him deal with that. And I'm gonna bring you over here and I'm gonna show you what we did. Now, well, my son done it. If you can see right here, he's got this block. You see this limb right here? This ain't dead. That's alive. He covered that up months ago with some mulch, and he put this block on it because he didn't want to stay down. But that is how we propagated that other fig up there. You just lay down this, like he laid down these limbs here, these 2 fig limbs, and he put mulch on them. So then we'll make more figs. That's a good way of propagating them. Now these big guys, I actually rooted back many, many years ago. See, there's a piece of dead. But the ends, well, no, it's dead too. That's not. Okay. I actually rooted these a long time ago, back when my oldest kids were little. And that one. And then we've got this pile of mess we got to get up.
It's planted.
It's planted?
Yeah.
Okay. Honey, use that as to hold yourself up. His back's about shot. He's got to go to the neurologist. Okay, let's see. Well, there's this pretty one. Right there it is. You can see. And since he had that root, see, this is alive. This is not dead. There's a chance he can live since he had that root. Stomp him in a little more. So,